just chatting with each other, getting to know one another, talking about issues that we're all facing, good, bad, indifferent. Let's talk about it from one sister to another. Let's talk about it.
Sister friend.
Hey, sister friend, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
You've
Good
been
to see
traveling
you.
a lot.
Listen, don't play you too. It's not just me, it's you.
Hey.
But listen, God has been faithful.
Yes,
So it's good to see you. We have to make sure we make some plans to see each other in person for something other than, business and work, right?
Hello.
Yes. Happy Women's History Month.
Right. This is our month. This is our month.
Listen, we take all year. We can do that.
We got to make it sound good for the show.
Right.
But I'm super excited about phenomenal women. Say that again.
Yes, I'm so excited about tonight.
Yes.
Because one, we get to celebrate this month. We also get to celebrate each other with some other women that are going to come on and join us on tonight. And we can, there's so much we can say about each and every one of them. And it's interesting because even though one of the guests we just recently met, but I kind of took a little peek into some of the things that she do. So, I love that when you see, women doing like just flowing and doing what they're called to do, their assignment, their purpose. Because we don't have to sit on the sidelines anymore, y'all. We do know that, right?
Hello.
So awesome. So we want to again welcome all of our guests on tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. We want you to go ahead and share, like, comment, but definitely do share because we want other women to get this live. Yeah, I know a lot of people go to the replay. That's awesome. But it's nothing like being here live, in the virtual room with us, right when it's happening, right?
Right.
So come on in, go ahead and share with somebody else and tell them to come on in the room tonight because we're going to be talking, celebrating women, celebrating us, and talking about womanhood, some things that we are challenged with, right? Confronted with, things that we celebrate that we do, all those things. So while they're sharing and liking and coming on in, let's go ahead and get into our current events, Wanda, for tonight.
Well, we don't really have any current, well, there's a lot going on, let's say that. However, I did want to just highlight two women in particular. They're from two different eras, two different centuries, pretty much. But they're both first ladies, Eleanor Roosevelt and Michelle Obama, very strong women that supported their husbands in the role of first lady. When you think about just from the difference in era, here you had Eleanor Roosevelt, who was helping to start voters' rights for women. And then you have Michelle Obama, the first Black first lady. So you can see how we have come so far down through the years. So it's a good thing to celebrate women because we've made many strides. We've accomplished many goals and we've done great things. So I just wanted to mention those two ladies before we bring in our three guests who are also women making a future.
Awesome. So with that, let's come on and go ahead and bring them in because we ready. So our first guest tonight, we're going to bring in, and we're going to bring them all in at once, but I just kind of want to mention their names individually, is we're going to call Dr. Tosh for the night, right? And we have Jennifer and we have Regina coming on in. Awesome. Welcome, ladies. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello. So we just want to start off first by letting you introduce yourself to the audience and tell us a little about yourself. We're going to go right in, just go right in order that we called you in. So Dr. Tosh, tell us who you are.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Tashia Hilliard, and I am a native of New Jersey. Although I am living here currently in California, I relocated to California. It's been close to 12 years now. I am a chiropractor, and I am also a science professor at a nursing college.
Right.
And for my chiropractic business, I do have my own practice, and I also incorporate herbal remedies where most of my remedies are more essential oil based. And so I make pain salves and oil rollers and things like that. I'm also the library commissioner for the city of Moreno Valley, the city that I live in. And I'm also a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And that keeps me busy. And so, and we'll talk about, I'll tell you my song later when, when we talk about things.
Yes, yes,
So,
we'll get to that. Regina.
Oh, I thought we were going in order. Okay. All right. Well, I'm Regina Harley, and I am a single mother, and I'm also a executive director for Next Dimensions 501c3 nonprofit. I'm also the owner of my own business called the Giant Movement Incorporated,
Nice.
and currently also um, my daytime employment is with Rutgers University. So
Are you?
just
Yes.
so yes, so that's a little bit about me. Yes,
Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
you're welcome.
Jennifer.
Mhm.
Hello, everyone, and thanks for inviting me to be on today. My name is Jennifer Lescano, as you can see, and I am going to keep it simple. I'm a happily married woman of almost 32 years. I have
Awesome.
4 beautiful children. I just became a new mom to a mother-in-law and a grandma soon to be. And I'm also the author of several books that I have with me. You can find me on Amazon, several children's books. I'm looking here just for a quick brief moment to describe some of them to you. I have I Love Me, Eggy the Eggplant Elephant, I Forgive, Good Touch, Bad Touch,
Mhm.
Amigo, Worry Free, Good Thoughts, Bad Thoughts. We've got Home Sweet Home. This is for foster children in mind. I call 911. Chosen for adopted children as well. We've got Trees and Bees and Why God Made Me. And lastly, Don't Judge Me. And so these are just books that are like my babies. And I've birthed them from my heart because my heart is to inspire and to encourage the world, starting with the little ones and, of course, touching the lives of the big ones because we're all children at heart, right? But that's just a brief description of a little bit about me. So thank you for that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Wow, Wanda, we have entrepreneurs, scientists, we have authors. This is awesome.
I told you we got women that's making this work in this future.
Yes, yes.
Before we get into the questions, though, Regina, you said the name of your business, but
Giant
you didn't say
movement.
what you do.
Okay, so that is a consulting business, basically based on reaching young people, young men, young women,
Okay.
not just some mentoring, not just coaching, but helping them even establishing their business, getting them started. Um, so that's what I do. Yes,
Thank you.
yes.
Wow. I'm learning something new tonight.
This
This
is
is awesome. I
awesome,
love
lady.
it.
This
Love
is
it.
awesome.
So we want to just jump right in. So, and again, we want to go back to our audience. Thank you all for coming in. Boy, y'all coming in good. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. We have people on YouTube, Facebook. We even have someone on Twitch tonight, which I said that's mostly for the young people. They told me, I don't know. Say, look, whatever. I'm young at heart. Listen, I'm young. Yes, yes.
I don't
So
know
we
anything
want
about
to,
it, so
right?
can't
We
help
want to
it.
continue to encourage you to share, like, and please put your comments in the chat as well. We welcome that. Any questions you may have, please go ahead and ask your questions too. So ladies, let's start this off by asking if you could choose a song that defines womanhood, or your theme song, what would that be? Who wants
Anybody
to go first?
can answer.
Right. So, and I'm not going to sing Slam Time, I promise.
Oh.
All right, I'm gonna help you guys off. My theme song is "I'm Every Woman."
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. Go ahead, sing a little bit of it.
I'm every woman. It's all in me. Anything you want done, baby, do it naturally. But if you think about that song, even though there's some controversy about the song, when she talks about casting spells, but if you think about the essence of a woman, we can cast a spell with just our being, right? But when you think about all the things that we are as women, because we're known to be nurturers, we're known to be caregivers, we're known for the motherly role, but we're so much more than that. So when I think of that song, it encompasses everything that I am.
That's true.
So you ladies want to give it a stab?
Okay, I'll go next.
Okay.
So my song is on the other end of the spectrum, so I'm going to tell on myself with my genre of music. So I do listen to hip hop, and there's a song called "Every Day I'm Hustling" by Rick Ross.
I have sons. I know the song.
It speaks to me because that's how I feel. I feel like every day I'm hustling and hustling hard. And I think as women, especially entrepreneur women, we do hustle hard, and we have to kind of work hard to put ourselves out there sometimes to our male counterparts, and just in the community, especially as women of color. And we do put a lot of hard work into what we do. So that song speaks to me.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go next. My song was Black Butterfly. It's by Denise Williams. And if you ever have time to really go through the whole song, it's really, really beautiful. But one of the choruses in the song says, "Black butterfly sailed across the waters. Tell your sons and daughters what the struggle brings." And that really ministers to me, about what struggle can really, how it can really enhance how you look at it, what comes out of it, and it says, "Black butterfly sets the skies on fire, rise up even higher, so the ageless winds of time can catch your wings." And just love that song because we already know what how the butterfly starts, right? It starts out as a caterpillar and all those good things, but just how I see myself, and how my life speaks to my children and my family about tell your sons and daughters what the struggle brings. So you don't have to just stay in it, what comes after it. You got to make it through the struggle, So, yes.
Awesome.
I guess that means I'm next, right? So something about the struggle too. In order to escape the cocoon, the butterfly has to struggle to free the body. So I think that's pretty cool. If I may go next, I'll share my song.
Let's go.
Well, the first thing that I heard in my heart, without having to think too much for it, was immediately was the song by Stevie Wonder, and it is "Isn't She Lovely?" And one of the reasons that this is my favorite, I shouldn't say it's my favorite because I have so many favorites, but one of the reasons why I love it so much is because some of the lyrics, it's "Isn't she lovely?" And it goes on to say, "Isn't she wonderful? Isn't she precious? Less than 1 minute old." And it says, "I never thought through love we'd be making one as lovely as she. But isn't she lovely, made from love? Isn't she pretty, truly the angel's best?" It goes on to talk about even the meaning of her name, Aisha, right? But I just find myself in that, and my meaning and my worth in those words. And I think that when we find our worth and our value, it's like just an open door to so many other areas in our lives, right? So anyway, that's why I really love that one. It speaks to me personally. I love to hear it. I love to sing it, and that's my song.
That's a great song.
I was trying to think of the one song and that I used to sing all the time, and it's by Point of Grace. And it talks about singing out loud. That's not but it has so many beautiful words. Like it talks about taking time with your family, love on your children, all those kind of things. And that is something that I've always tried to do to make sure that balance, not to get so inundated with life that we forget to live. And another song, if I can get that I've learned to hold on to when you're in a fight, is by Minio. Stop. And it's a it's a loud song. That's one song you turn both of them I turn it up in the car fast and just enjoy it. So we need, I love all those songs. And I was thinking about Wanda. We were talking about worth and value. I can't remember. Jennifer, I think you just said worth and value. And as women, knowing our worth and our value. And knowing that we can do those things that somebody made us say we could do. So that's one of the questions I have. Was there ever a time in your life that you felt there was something you couldn't do, but yet you did it? That's what ladies, let's talk about that for a moment, because I know I'm right there now at that point. There's other times before earlier, but I'm at that point now where sometimes you get older, as you get older, I should say, you start thinking about the things you have accomplished and what you still yet want to accomplish. And there are some things that I would not have dared to do early on in my life. But again, as you get older, you get mature, you start thinking differently. And you start, if I can say this, what the heck, let's go for it. Let's do it. So, anybody can jump in. What are some of the things that you may have said you would never do, or if there was a thing, and you're doing it now?
For me personally, not to focus so much on this, but maybe that's just the way to go today. Using as an example, one of the books, or should I say many of the children's books that I published were books that needed drawings in them. And I thought to myself, well, I'm not a drawer. I don't know how to draw. I'm not an artist. My speech had to change because there was just a laughter that I heard in response to I'm not an artist. And for me, my belief, having the artist of the universe one with me, made me realize that I am an artist, and I needed to and there were things that I did that caused me to think outside of the box in order to produce the things that I wanted to produce, or, just take it on and just try it. I started with stick figures, and then I started doing other things. And then there were other things that I used that weren't drawings, but it was that mindset of stepping out of the box and realizing that I can do this. It may not look, and the things that we want to do sometimes may not even look or sound the way we thought they would, or come about the same way. But when we change our mind and we recognize that we actually are able to do it, then we would be surprised at what we could accomplish. And for me personally, that was just one of the many things that I can relate to, because I think we say this to ourselves every day, right? In some way or another, or we hear it somehow in our thoughts, because we're human. But for me personally, that's what that was.
Awesome. Yeah, just before just before you go, or I think Regina's going to jump in, just want to say that we apologize for the feedback, so I'm going to comment about the feedback. So, yeah, some people's sound has feedback, but it doesn't sound like it's affecting everybody. So we may just have a little technical difficulty, but hang in there with us. But it's coming through clear, so that's good. But thank you for the shout outs. Wanda, you have a great voice, someone said. Phenomenal women. Yes, thank you so much. I Will Survive. That's another person's song. I'm Coming Out. Diana Ross. Love it. Love it. Somebody else loved Black Butterfly. They said it set the world on fire. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, Regina, would you get ready to jump in, or either Dr. Tosh?
Okay, so I'll just go. So it makes me think of when I do workshops, or I do a little bit of public speaking, and I talk about even my childhood and some of the things that I had to come through as a child, and in the system of foster caring, then going into become adopted. So it's just making it through those type of obstacles, and just being in interaction with people that don't really know who you are, and you have to, and all these walls start getting put up very early along sometime in a child's life. So, I had began to feel that I couldn't do many things, even though I knew I was intelligent, and I knew I could pass my test at school. Like, I knew had many abilities, and I was talented in the same way, but it still seemed like an obstacle. It didn't stop for me until I actually started doing the things. I was made to sing in front of people, so sometimes it took somebody actually pushing me out there, or being put out there in a situation that I couldn't get out of. So sometimes it just takes that, you having that opportunity that presents itself, and you just have to step out there and do it. And the same thing with just talking about whatever obstacle you had, or I had some obstacles, and I felt a release when I talked about it. It's a freeness and a freedom that comes with that when you're being authentic, when you're being yourself. So, but I had to get through I had to just take one step at a time. So there were many times that I felt that I couldn't do it. But when I did step through and do it, that's when my breakthrough came. And that's when I felt, oh, I could do this, I can do that, whatever, bring it at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
Taking that step, right? Because fear sometimes can get in our way. And we talk about this a lot, not just fear of failure, but fear of success. Like, what will happen if I became CEO of a company? What would happen if I wrote a book and everybody read it? Like, what would happen if I became a millionaire? All those, yeah, that could be also a fear of success too. Dr.
Yeah.
Tosh.
Yes, I do want to piggyback on what Regina said, and just having those fears and not being, I don't want to say confident enough, but just fearful to step out. I know for myself, it was pretty much prophesied to me that I would be in leadership roles in my life. And so I have two careers, as you heard earlier. So I'm a chiropractor. So with my practice, I got that under control. But then when it comes to education, I'm an educator, but I've always been in the classroom. And so recently I got a position where I'm the chairperson of the department. And I was a little hesitant to take on the role because I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to run this department and just kind of stepping out there with that. And God kind of put me also in a different arena where I'm working with the city as one of the commissioners for the libraries of the city. And then I have someone in my ear trying to get me into politics. And so I'm like, oh, whoa, wait a minute, you know. But it's interesting how God is like kind of laying out a path for my life that I really didn't intend. And so I'm just trying to figure out things, but it's a purpose. And I know there's a purpose for me going in that direction. And so I'm just going to allow God to just let it flow and not put any restrictions and just be confident in myself and say, okay, yes, I can be in this leadership role. I can do this. I can, get better at my public speaking and things like that. And so, which is one of the reasons why I was excited to do this podcast tonight. So I can, just kind of get my feet wet and, just be confident in going in different arenas. So.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Restrictions.
Yeah.
That restrictions, awesome. Wanda, what she was just talking about. Wow. That really hit me because we restrict our own selves.
Mm-hmm.
And wait a minute.
It goes back to that fear you were talking about. It goes back to the fear you were talking about. Fear cripples people. Whether it's the fear of failing or the fear of success, it's crippling. And if you allow it to take over, it will stop you in your tracks.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So true.
That is awesome, especially when God lays the plan out. I like that.
Right.
Yeah. Nice when the path is laid out for you.
Yeah, and we have to obey.
See it.
Right. I was going to say we got to
have to obey.
I like that. Yes, obey.
I have to say that I honestly had to take a breath on that one because it really resonated with me. And let me just pause to say, someone said, Jennifer, I agree with your comment earlier, and it was also encourage women to step out of the box, building self-confidence. And someone else was saying fear is the opposite of love. And it really, like I said, I had to really realize that I was doing that. I was restricting myself. I was putting my own self in the box.
Mm-hmm.
And when people try to pull me out of that box, or even bring offers to me to pull me out of the box, I rejected it because I didn't think I could do it. I'm just being real. I didn't think I could do it. Because when you haven't done something before, you just feel like, even though you may have the education for it, you may have even whatever school, whatever you do, but you have never actually done it before, and people are depending on you, and you have a reputation to uphold. I'm just being honest, because I have a reputation to uphold, and I didn't want to mess that up. I was like, if I step out that box and I don't do good, that means they're going to say, oh, she didn't do that right, so now everything is a mess.
Yes.
Yeah. I thought you was going to say, so that's why I paused.
Oh. No, I'm agreeing with what you're saying. And, it's that fear, and if fear is something that I think we all battle with on certain levels. And if we can just kind of take a hold of that and just kind of really meditate and just know, okay, well, why am I feeling this way? And what, try to process those thoughts so then we can move out of it. So then we can just continue on what we need to do.
Yeah. So what do we do when life throws us a curveball? What do we do? Because let's face it, life don't. I mean, some things we don't ask for, and I can go down that path for a while. But some things we don't ask for, some things we don't expect, some things we do want and we don't get. How do we as women navigate that?
Prayer.
I like to bounce the ball back to God myself. We play catch. I guess it's trying to figure out, depending on the ball that's thrown at us, you know. I mean, a tennis ball, you play with a racket, but you can still shoot a hoop with it. So, you know, it's finding out, what am I going to do with this ball that's now in my hands, so to speak, and not think that the ball itself has to fit into a box, but the ball itself can still bounce. It's still round. It's just finding out where it can fit in. And I think that applies to a whole lot of balls in our lives.
Yeah, right. Oh.
Even the screw balls. But that's not us.
That's true. We have a lot of balls up in the air, right?
It's funny.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah. Someone said God knows the plans he has for our lives. Trust his process, even when it may feel uncomfortable.
Yes, yes. I feel that life is just going to bring many things, you know. And I think even as mothers, aunties, sisters, grandmas, women, we have an obligation to just let other younger women know, let women our age know, just, you know, life is going to bring these things, you know, physical, you'll sometimes go through these different emotions as you get older, and the milestones, those decades that are coming, they keep coming. I was just thinking today about as I passed through certain milestones with age and, you know, what came with it, you know, because you never think about it, you know. And then God brought me through it. God brought me through it, and I'm still here. And the things that are waiting for you at each of those decades, those milestones, sometimes you don't know before when you're younger until you actually meet that, you know, you're going through that milestone and you say, wow, God, why didn't you tell me that before? That's what stopped me from saying, no, I would say, oh no, that's not for me, or God didn't tell me that, you know, about me, you know. So I had to stop saying that, because God stopped me in my tracks and said, stop saying that. Just because I didn't tell you yet, that doesn't mean that's not you. You see, so I had to learn as we get older. And some of the young people, they have it at younger ages. They have they don't have to wait years and years and years to get this knowledge. They are very brilliant. They can tell us a few things, right? So when I listen to my daughter, I'm like, what? I said, how you know that? Yeah. Okay. So, you know, so just know that life is going to bring what it brings, but we can all make it through. And this show is called Sisters Talk, right? Let's talk. And it's all about us talking to one another, to continue the dialogue, to continually communicate with one another. COVID threw its punches, you know, tried to separate and, you know, did some dividing, but we can't stop talking. We can't stop using our voice to help one another.
Wow.
That is so true. you know, Bridget put in there, you know, we learn how to juggle. Just like Jennifer was saying, that, you know, it's that no matter what the ball is, it still bounces, with the exception of maybe the football. That'll bounce too, right? You know, as she was talking, I was thinking, you know, I didn't know how to play tennis, but I knew it was a tennis ball, so I picked up a racket and hit it. You know, some things you learn as we go, right? It's called baptism by fire. We do what we have to do, and we learn as we go. I'm still here. I hit the wrong button. See, that's called juggling. We don't always get it right, but we still juggle, right?
That's true. But Wanda, to your point also is that even though we juggle, we have to have balance too, because as women, we get there's a lot of weight on our shoulders as well, and sometimes we put that own weight on us, and then there's other times others put the weight on us, and we have to know what's our weight to carry, right? What's God's weight, because he handles mostly all of it anyway. But there's something he expects of us to do, of course. But then we pick up weight from others that we need to know when to push that weight back and not allow them to put on our shoulders.
Well, before we close
Amen to that.
Before we close out, there's, you know, there's the Bible defines us, the dictionary defines us, society defines us. And one of the definitions the Bible has, which was extremely vague, was to be womanly, or to have womanly characteristics, or us as a group of women, womankind. So what does it mean to be womanly?
That's a good final question.
When I think of womanly, I think of nurturing. You know, just having that nurturing spirit, and you know, even if you're a mom or not a mom, but you know, just being nurturing to people in general. That's the first word that comes to my mind.
And when I think of a woman, I mean, I guess we could go so deep into it, and now's not the time for that. But Holy Spirit is also what comes to my mind at times, and how we were created in God's image, right? So the woman fits into the image of God because we were all created in his image, man and woman. And so when we think of the Holy Spirit as that other piece, right? What does the Holy Spirit do? Comforts, and like you were saying, nurturing. The things that we birth, whether physically, children, dreams, encouragement, so many aspects that are part of, and the characteristic of the Holy Spirit, right, are a part of who we are as women, you know. And so those are just a few things that come to mind. But definitely, I think we are strong. We are comforters. We are definitely expressions of life and life-giving beings, to name a few.
Yes. When I think of womanly, that womanly is poise. We have poise, man. Oh my goodness. And it's beauty. Women have this beauty about us. And with the beauty, it's a persuasiveness that comes with it. We could get through the people that men can't get through to. You know, and I'm not talking about doing something that's disgraceful, but I'm just saying the persuasion that comes with it. And our touch, you know, it's soft. It's so many things that are characterized about women that I say, God, thank you for making me a woman. I know sometimes it's difficult, and it hasn't been always easy, but I thank God that He made me a woman. We're versatile. We could change our looks. It's so much beauty. It's so much beauty about us. When God created a woman, He created beauty.
Yes, I tell you, I think we're passionate about this thing.
I love those answers. Oh my
I
God, I
know.
love those answers.
And in all that beauty and all that softness and all that nurturing, we're fighters.
Comforting.
We know how to fight.
And you know what? When you think about all those attributes you all just named, we usually think about doing those for other people, but we're at a point in life, we're at a point in society where we need to do that for ourselves. Be strong for ourselves, be beautiful for ourselves, be comforting for ourselves, give ourselves some grace, right? This is our time. This is not just our month. This is our time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
I remember my mother saying to me that make sure that when you look in the mirror, that you can say, I love you, you're beautiful. She said, don't ever wait for, you to get that that affirmation from somebody else. And sometimes I had to remember that she said that when I wake up in the morning, when I look in the mirror, I'm beautiful. I'm this, I'm that. Those affirmations mean so much. And to take care of myself, take care of myself well also. Yeah.
Wow.
I've actually tried practicing that with my own daughters and looking at myself and saying those very words when I look in the mirror. I don't point out the flaws. I just point out all the beauty on the outside, on the inside, and I allow them to witness it so that they're not remembering a negative response to what I'm seeing, but something that's positive as well. That was good.
That's great. And, the Bible says train up our children, right?
Yeah.
So we got to start practicing it. You practice with yourself. Make sure your children know. Like that song back with Black Butterfly. Teach our sons and daughters.
Right.
Sandra?
Yeah. This has been awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Tosh, Regina, Jennifer. Thank you so much for taking time to be with us tonight. You have really just enhanced our show, and the women and the men that are listening in, there are men that listening to, they enjoyed the entire segment, and we couldn't get through all the comments, but we want to invite everybody to continue to share this broadcast and like and comment, because as my sister friend Wanda always say, the conversation doesn't have to stop here. We want you to continue that conversation. And so somebody else may see your comment and be encouraged. Exactly. Because we don't say we are the answer. We don't have the answer for everything, but we're just sharing what we do know. And we bring our other sister friends on to share as well. So again, thank you all for joining us. And we'll meet you backstage shortly. Before you go, though, is there anything last minute comments, anything else that you didn't share about your business that you wanted to, or we want to give you the opportunity, just in case you missed something? Okay.
While you're backstage, if you ladies can go into Facebook and type in your information so people can contact you if they want to see a chiropractor, or if they want to buy your books, or they want to get you involved with your business to help consult your young people, put your information in there.
Okay.
Oh, yes, for sure. And we'll be right there.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
This was awesome.
Yes.
Awesome women.
I love it.
This was a great way to celebrate Women's History Month.
History
in the making. History in the making.
And I know there's so many other women out there who are just phenomenal. All of you here are phenomenal women. Know that about yourself. And as you said, Wanda, we have to be able to know that for us. and be kind to ourselves, you know, be
That's
patient with
right.
ourselves, celebrate ourselves. So yeah.
Absolutely. Well, sister friend, it's about that time, but can we talk?
Sister friend, let's talk about it.
Good night,
Y'all have a good
everyone.
night. Good night.
One another, talking about issues that we're all facing, good, bad, indifferent. Let's talk about it from one sister to another. Let's talk about it.